According to Governor Ned Lamont and the Reopen Committee, Connecticut is ready to go. Lamont says thanks to hitting a number of those key metrics needed to safely reopen, the state is right where it needs to be.
The scientific community has followed our metrics very carefully. Our hospitalization is down, fatalities are down. We got a lot of PPE right now. We got the gowns and masks. And finally, we got the contact tracing in place. So they gave us the green light.
More than a month ago, the Reopen Connecticut Committee presented set guidelines needed to safely reopen the economy. A 14-day decline in hospitalizations. Lamont says it's been for weeks. An increase in testing. The state has performed 45,000 tests in the last 7 days. Hospital capacity. Currently, only 11% of hospital beds are occupied by COVID patients. An adequate supply of PPE. The state currently has a 60-day supply for major healthcare systems, statewide contact tracing, screening vulnerable groups like first responders, nursing homes, and clear workplace protocols for businesses set to reopen. Now, merely 5 days ago, the state was still working on achieving a number of these goals. But the week of reopening, Governor Lamont says things have changed for the better, putting us in the position to safely reopen.
There is a balance, and there's nothing that is risk-free. But I think given the metrics we put in place with the best scientific team I think any state's been able to put together, we've hit those metrics. We're exceeding those metrics. I think we can proceed on a very thoughtful basis with those businesses that are least likely to be dangerous and most likely to have a real economic value for the state.
World Health expert Zeke Emanuel says Connecticut is a good example of what can be achieved by following the right protocols.
Connecticut is a really good example of a place where public health measures have worked. The case number are going down when the rest of the country is plateauing, and that is a good sign of how important the actions you took and the government, the state government took, are to putting you in a place where it's safer to reopen.
And while health officials are hoping warmer weather will slow the spread of COVID-19 this summer, they say it doesn't mean the virus will go away, especially come fall.
We need to be vigilant for the fall because we will be facing renewed risk in the fall. By then, we're going to have a lot more in place in terms of therapeutics. We're going to have broad testing in place. We need to make sure that gets out into the community. We're going to have better practices in place, and we're going to be prepared.
And health officials say come tomorrow, it is now more important than ever to follow those original guidelines, wearing a mask in crowded areas, social distancing, and those vulnerable to COVID-19 should still stay home. Live in Hartford tonight, Nia Maldonado, Fox 61 News.